Welcome along to South Today's Sport. In these early stages of the ITM Cup campaign, we're taking the chance to meet some of the new players in the squad. First up this week, Jamie Veron. He joins me in the studio. Good evening, Jamie. Welcome along.
How you going? Good to be here.
Let's have a little potted history of your rugby playing career. Well, first of all, were you actually born in Canterbury?
No, I'm not from Canterbury. I'm actually a Mount Maunganui kid, Bay of Plenty. Born and bred, so I'm more of a beach kid.
Okay. All right. In schooling, what college did you play for?
Played for Mount Maunganui College. Wasn't really known for its 15, but yeah, we had a good crack. I thought we took out second division when I sent form. So yeah. Any
of the people that you played with around the first class scene at the moment?
A couple of the guys in the academy at the Bay of Plenty, but none in the top team. But yeah, there's a couple of guys kind of right.
Okay, so from high school, did you play any age group rugby for the Bay?
Nah, I didn't play much. I was always a bit of a late developer. I was a bit of a skinny white kid at school, so struggled a wee bit. But yeah, it's good to finally get a crack.
So what was the connection to Canterbury?
It was always for uni. So I wanted to do engineering out of school, and it was either Canterbury or Auckland, and wasn't really a big city kid, so it was Canterbury was the obvious choice, I guess.
Was rugby any part of that decision, the fact there could be some opportunities?
Nah, to be fair, I kind of thought once I left school, I thought, I've probably missed the boat. You know, I haven't really made 18s or New Zealand schools, and I kind of thought, that's probably the way you need to go to really make a fist these days. So I kind of came down to Canterbury and just really tried to have a crack at uni, and then ended up just obviously I love rugby, so I just played a bit of culture stuff, and then kind of went quite well and got caught up into the senior side quite early on, and got kind of seen in the Canterbury setup, and they got me in the academy, and then that's all kind of kicked on from there.
What club did you attach yourself to?
I was with Varsity.
Varsity, yeah.
There's a little kind of stone's throw away from my Hall's residence. So.
Right. And so did you, what position did you play at school first of all?
School, I was fullback in sixth form, and then in seventh form we had quite a small backline, so I ended up playing centre.
Right. Okay, and when you went to club football in Canterbury?
Much more of a first five at fullback. Played first five for the senior side.
Right. So it gives you some versatility in terms of selection, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's always been one of my kind of draw cards, I guess. I've always been quite good at most positions. So.
Right. So how was the contact made? Because you know Canterbury Rugby is pretty well organised. Their talent spotting. Would you get a shoulder tap from someone to say, look, you're going quite well, come into the squad?
Are you talking about Stags or Canterbury?
No, Canterbury.
Yeah, so just I think one of the kind of, I guess, scouts or whatever had watched me play a senior game, and after the game said, it went pretty well, and he said just kind of keep going the way you're going. And then when it got towards the end of the year, they do like a kind of, I guess, bring a whole lot of new guys into the academy, and I was lucky enough to get invited in. So
what year was that?
That must have been my third year of uni, so I guess 2011.
Right, so in the academy, and from there, how did you progress?
Yeah, and then I played, from there I made Canterbury under-21s when I was 19, and then I made it again the year after, which I was captain that year, and then the year after that, that's when I kind of started to get involved in the ITM in Canterbury.
Right, so what's your first... you remember your first day joining the ITM Cup squad?
Yeah. So obviously with Canterbury, a lot of the team are Crusaders, and so they have a pretty. Obviously, they always normally kind of there towards the business end, so they're always involved in the semi-final or final, so they get back quite late. So my first day was only with the whole team was maybe a week before the first game, and obviously I'd just run around with guys like Ryan Crotty, Tom Taylor, guys that kind of been involved in the All Black scene, and I was just...
What year was this?
This was last year. Mm-hmm. The year before that I was kind of involved in the wider squad but never got called up.
Yeah, okay. But that must have been a great experience to suddenly, and for someone who wasn't taking rugby that seriously, suddenly to playing with the guys, if they're not All Blacks, who are going to be.
Yeah, no, I'd kind of just, when I all kind of started happening really quickly, I kind of thought, wow, how'd this happen? A few years ago I was pretty much ready just to be an engineer and just play rugby on the side, but a good opportunity to do it for a job, and I was just like, couldn't think of anything better. So
what did they see you as position wise? What was the guidance?
Mostly fullback. They had they had Colin Slade, Ty Blindale, so they had pretty good 10 covers, but they were a little bit light, especially at the start of the season. They had a couple of injuries at fullback, so I was there and could play on the wing if I had to.
Right. And what sort of game time?
First 3 games I started, and then a guy, Johnny McNichol, came back. He had broken his leg the season before, so he came back. So I had a couple of games on the bench, and then had a couple another I think one start, and then a couple off the bench. So I think about 6 games all up.
So you did feel very much part of that campaign.
Yeah.
A very successful campaign in the end.
Yeah. So it was awesome. So for the final, I didn't obviously get to play, but they brought us all up, and we sat in the stand, and then obviously celebrated with the team after. So it was real good environment, and awesome experience to be involved with such a successful side. So
there's always a bit of an argument, the guys who did all the hard work to get to the finals have to step down, but what's your feeling on that? Did you feel sort of a little aggrieved that you had to miss out, or just accept the fact that these guys are really good? Yeah,
I think when you get that stage, I think you've got to play your strongest team, and end of the day, you just want your team to win, and if that's the best for the side, you got to sit in the stands and watch. Then so be it. I mean, you're not. Once you get that level, you're not playing to make everyone happy. You're playing to win titles and that. So,
what is it about the Canterbury culture that's made them so successful? I think 6 titles in a row at ITM, and obviously the Crusaders have been quite good too.
Yeah, I think they have. I think it's almost like the expectation. I remember one of the first trainings we were at. They kind of did like a big kind of, this is our what they call it, theme for the year, and they did a whole lot of big slideshow and stuff, and I saw these pictures, and it was almost like they were setting ourselves up to win already, and it's almost like I almost knew they were going to win before we even played our first game. They were just so confident, and so almost expected nothing less, and anything but winning the final was just not acceptable. And every training, everything was just, we have to win, just tick off little goals, and they just I guess they have that winning attitude now, and comes second nature, and they just seem to step up. I remember we got to the kind of finals footy and semi-finals and finals, just trainings just stepped up another gear, and I was just like, wow, this is intense.
They don't seem to panic. Slow starts, Canterbury a bit known for that in all the levels of competition. They don't panic. They're happy with the building process.
Yeah, and they talk about trusting the system and what they try to do, and often at the start of the season, whatever guys haven't played with each other, or maybe guys have still got, because obviously people come from different areas, and people have still got their old systems in their head, and but they just trust, and it'll happen, and it's worked for us the last 5 years. So there's
do it again.
Yeah, exactly. So they just keep trusting each other, and it just all starts to merge, and then once they click, it's not many people can stop them.
All right, the move to Southland, how did that come about?
So when Brad Moore got named the coach, he was actually my coach in my first year of the under-21s in Canterbury. So that's where the connection was, and obviously he had the year in South Africa with the Kings, and came back, and obviously with Marty McKenzie and going to Taranaki, and also Robbie Johnson struggling with his hip. There was a bit of shortness, I guess, in the fullback stocks, and he knew that I was obviously been playing a bit of team for Canterbury and that, and gave me a ring and said, what's the go next year? Are you locked in? I said, nah. They're obviously Canterbury pretty lucky. They've got a lot of guys there, and they're a lot of All Blacks and that. So there's no space for me. So there's no contract. I was just going to be probably much like I was last year, just kind of on the side, and brought in when I needed. So I thought, he said, well, if you come down, then there's a good possibility you could get a good contract here. And so kind of left it with me for probably a couple of weeks, and I rang him back and said, yeah, I'm keen.
No.
Get me down there.
Yeah. Played some club football. Missed out in the final though, injured. Were you?
Yeah. I was had a bug all week, and I tried to play. I warmed up and almost threw up in the warm-up, so I'm no good. So sat on the bench, but it was really good to watch the boys. They put on a real good performance. It's probably the best game of the year I think seen them play. So.
We're running out of time, so just briefly, you're looking forward to the season, of course, and some regular football, and I suppose you'll be covering 10 as well, possibly, if that's required?
Yeah, for sure. So I think hopefully I'll probably be more priority at fullback, and then obviously with Lima there, he'll play most of the stuff if he's fit, and if injuries come about, then I think I'm probably back up 10. So yeah, but I just can't wait to hopefully get some good game time, and really step my mark.
All right, all the very best of the season. Thanks for sharing your history with us, and we look forward to you playing successfully throughout the year.
Thanks for the time.
That's the South Today tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.